Okay, welcome to week 8 of the Triple 100 project. We are officially at the halfway point in terms of the timeline. So with that said, let's jump in and have a quick look at the content for this week and the other updates. Okay, so if you're new here, this is all part of the Triple 100 project, which is to post 100 shorts within 100 days with the North Star aim of getting 100,000 subscribers. And where does this all take place? Well, on 2 channels. The shorts are posted on a different channel to this, which is linked below in the description section. And for this channel, it is behind the scenes channel, which I discuss what works, what doesn't work each week on weekly overview videos like this. And then the goal for this week was to post 10 videos and to batch produce up until next month, and then also to test out mid-tier formats. So I made 9 videos this week and I batch produced up until the start of next month, early September, and then I tested one mid-tier video, one mid-tier format. So all in all, positive this week in terms of the goals. Let's have a look at the progress for this week. So my 9 videos brings us up to 40 videos, 40 shorts out of 100 shorts for the entire project. And that leaves 60 videos left. So with that said, let's look at the videos for this week and the content. As mentioned, I posted 9 pieces of content. Beginning with TikTok, my videos are averaging about 200 on that platform. I don't think my low lift formats are probably suited for this platform. Having said that, it costs me nothing to post on another platform and I get valuable feedback on each video that I post. So it's a win either way. Instagram, on the other hand, has been super generous about pushing my content out onto its platform. And I was actually very unexpected. For example, this week I got 12,000 views alone, which is pretty good because I started that account from 0 a couple of weeks ago and it's grown pretty well. Now moving on to YouTube, because the focus of this project is entirely on YouTube. As mentioned, posting on Instagram and TikTok costs me nothing. It's valuable feedback. It gives me more reach, but the focus is YouTube and YouTube Shorts specifically. So we are up 2,000 to 3,000 views for this week, which is positive. But to be honest, I expected a little bit more from this platform, something along the lines of Instagram, maybe 10,000 views per week. But all in all, my average for the last few weeks, 3 weeks specifically, was 4,000 views. So I got about 5 to 6K views, which is good. I think for TikTok and YouTube, there's been a bit of a drop because the quality of the content is a bit lower, but I'm able to post more of that content. So I still get more views. As mentioned in previous videos, it's more of a strategy just to reach the goal of this project and get a bit more followers and a bit more reach, and then add on more creative content into next month and towards the end of this project. And then last point on the content, I mentioned last week about formats. I wanted to add a mid-tier format video, at least one, to the mix for this week. So I've been running with 2 low lift formats. And then on the arrow there in the bottom right, that piece of content was a bit more of a mid-tier level video. In terms of the time I invested in it, I had to put a lot more research into it, get pieces of footage, a longer edit and so on. But I wanted to test out how a video would do, one with my face on it and see how a face to camera compares with the other videos. And then also to have a bit more research, a bit more of a fun fact that's potential to have virality. But all things considered, it did pretty well. It got over 1,000 views on YouTube, nearly 2,000 views on Instagram. And then like the other videos on TikTok, I got about 200. I posted it only yesterday at 5 p.m. on a Friday. If I could go back, I probably would post it at lunchtime, a lunchtime slot during the week, which is when my audience is mostly online. But I wanted to get it done for this video and to finish off the week. Having said that, lesson to be learned, I probably would wait, especially for experimental format like this, where there was more time invested. I'd probably hold off and put it to next week. I think there's not a big difference to say that I posted 8 videos or 9 videos per week. Something to consider for next week. If it's an experimental mid-tier video, just wait until the week after. But we are learning. So speaking of time slots and time, let's look at the timeline for this entire project. So we are here, which is August 22nd, Saturday. So I said we're at the halfway point, probably a day or 2 after it. So that means we have about a month and a half until October 9th, which is day 100 of this project when we are finished. And I'm pretty comfortable that I'll reach my goal in terms of the content at least. So looking at next week, which is week 9, the goal is to post 10 videos. We are at 40 today, so that will bring us to 50, which will be the halfway point in terms of content. So that would leave 30 videos to experiment with across September. So the focus is to use the free time for projects. I have another project to run next week, and then just to do general planning and direction. And then lastly, I want to avoid getting sucked into editing mid-tier formats. I don't want to invest too much time in that just yet. So that's it for this week. Thanks for watching. I appreciate the support, and I'll see you next week. Bye.